Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host, JJ48, and tonight we are continuing with Zelda Wind Waker, and we'll hopefully be, uh, well, we're not going to be completing the game tonight, but we will probably be moving on into the last phase. So let's, first of all, I did manage to finally beat Orca, hit him 300 times before he hit me thrice, and so I will not go through the entire video because it's like 10 minutes of. I think I failed a couple times, um, and then 10 minutes of just getting, like here, just get a few shots in, back up, block when he strikes, get a few strikes in, and block. Did that for 300 strikes. Found out that that's not actually doesn't stop at 300. You can go as long as you want if you can go higher. So I don't know if maybe there's a better prize at 500 points or something. But eventually got to this point and was like, okay, let's let him hit me and finish it. Eventually. There we go. And the reward was an astonishing. It was wrong for me to treat you like a child. From now on, you have my respect. I shall call you a swordsman. Swordsman, you will likely need something like this in your travels. Take it. Got a whole orange rupee. Great job for going through that. So. All right, so now back to. Sorry about that. All right. So now, starting with our figurine collection, this week we are doing kind of the lower level monsters and enemies. And I hadn't really realized until I started collecting these just how colorful the assortment of enemies is. We have have a lot of darker colors and more muted colors, but I mean we still have some very bright, vivid colors as well. So let's get started on these. This one you might recall from, I think we've primarily seen it at Dragon Roost Cavern. Magtail, Dragon Roost Cavern, its weakness is water. And these creatures are covered in a hard exoskeleton that not even the searing heat of lava can penetrate. Their eyes are their only weakness. Magtails can be picked up and carried around when they've rolled into a defensive position. I have the Floor Master. Habitat is Forsaken Fortress. Personality surprisingly lonely. I'll be honest, I don't find it that surprising. These creatures use their long hands to grab their victims, which they then yank into another room. They occasionally grab nearby vases and throw them. I mean, you're grabbing people and moving them around where they don't want to go, and you're throwing vases at them. It's not that surprising that you're lonely, if I'm being perfectly honest. Keese and Fire Keese from Dragon Roost Cavern. Least favorite thing is projectiles. These bats fly around dark places and attack anything that moves. Great care should be taken around fire Keeses that appear during times of volcanic activity. This might be the first time, I don't know if it's the first time we've encountered it, but it's the first time that I've noticed that the plural of Keese is Keeses. I figured Keese was like one of those words that it's can be singular or plural, but I guess that's not the case. have another group 1. Bokoblins. Their spoils are joy pendants. These little imps wield sharp machetes and boko sticks when attacking. If they have no weapon, they'll attempt to fight hand to hand. I'll have to see. We'll have to see how this continues, but well, I'm not sure I've seen enough of the red ones to really notice. Are the red ones weaker than the blue ones? Because it seems like the blue ones are the most common. And that's going back to the original Legend of Zelda, where enemies were color-coded, and you had blue enemies being the stronger ones, and the red enemies being the weaker ones. Of course, with the keys, I mean, there's only so much you can do with fire keys, but the fire keys are the orangish-red ones, and they're definitely the stronger ones. Oh. Also, the can I zoom in a little bit on this? On this guy's telescope, I can't really move the camera over to pan it over, but sticker, the crown on top and the pig face are making me think that's like an original style of Ganon, like from the original NES days almost, just made to look a little less pixelated. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe that's just a moblin or something, but it would also fit with seeing other references to the original Legend of Zelda in some of the small little details like that. So, okay. Red bubble and blue bubble, found in the Tower of the Gods. The stronger form is the blue bubble. Okay, so we definitely have blue stronger than red here. The cursed blue flames of the blue bubble steal the power away from all of your attacks. Bubbles can be easily blown away by the Deku Leaf. Okay. Have the Boko Baba. From the Forbidden Woods, its spoils are Boko Baba seeds. These creatures that mimic Baba buds attempt to swallow anything that comes near. Defeat them by stunning them with a jump attack and then cutting their stems. Okay. Rats. Habitat, Forsaken Fortress. Favorite food is all-purpose bait. These creatures attack spontaneously and attempt to steal rupees. The ones that carry bombs around are apparently known as bomb chews. So interesting. In this game, bomb chews are not a distinct creature themselves, which they were in Majora's Mask. You might recall there were the real bomb chews that were the rodent-looking things that blew up if they got too close. But here, they're not like a separate species. They're just rats that carry bombs instead of attacking you with rupees. So, I guess the bomb chews look a little bluish, so maybe that's a blue stronger than red kind of thing. Okay, we have the Maniblins here. Forsaken Fortress, talent is herd movements. These little beasts are quick and agile. They scurry along walls and gather in great numbers. You should deal with them individually so they don't surround you. Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I find they're kind of easier to deal with en masse because you can just... a couple sword swipes will take out a bunch of them at a time. They were also really hard to get a picture of because since they do attack en masse, it was hard to kill enough of them to leave only one, because attacking one would very likely kill several of them. And if there's multiples of them, they'd either get too close and start attacking before I could get my camera ready, or the camera would capture multiples of them, and then it always seems to try to pick the worst one for the picture so that The guy out there will just be like, oh, this picture won't work, you need to take it again. These guys, I don't know that their colors actually indicate any amount of strength or any in particular properties. I've not noticed that. They all, at least with our upgraded sword, they all die in one hit. So I think they just, I almost think they make the swarm multiple colors just so that it's not, make it a little more visually interesting. Okay, we have the choo-choos. Live in varied habitats. Their spoils are chew jelly. There are choo-choos of many different colors, all with their own distinct characteristics. In general, they are most susceptible to projectile weapons. Because the blue and yellow ones there will electrocute you if you try to attack them with a sword. The purple one being the odd one out, because remember that one we have to shine light on it to turn it into a statue and then just like throw the statue to break it. Oh, that thing has an eye. I don't think I ever noticed that this has an eye before. The peahat. Its talent is rotating. These strange creatures use their propeller-like wings to float in midair. They can be easily knocked out of the sky with either projectiles or a Deku leaf. Okay, we have Kargarok. Habitat is Dragon Roost. Their spoils are golden feathers. These fierce and dangerous opponents often carry bokoblins and moblins into battle. You can use your grappling hook to steal their golden feathers. Everybody makes a big deal about the golden feathers, but I feel like the bright neon safety yellow portion of the tail is almost more impressive. Don't usually see things that glow like that in nature. Okay, so this is the sea hat. Their weakness is projectiles. These tremendous flying fish can be found only on the Great Sea. They tend to ram ships to knock their prey into the sea, so it is best to attack them from a distance. And interestingly enough, it mentions they attack from the sea, and as we've seen on some of the islands, they'll like surround an island, but then once you make it to the island, they don't attack. Like they only attack while you're in your boat at sea. Octorok, Forest Haven, Great Sea, winner of the Perfect Attendance Award. When approached, these creatures tend to hide in the water. They can easily be defeated by reflecting the rocks they shoot with a sword or shield. I have to assume that the Great Attendance Award, or the Perfect Attendance Award, is because Octoroks have, if I'm remembering correctly, they've appeared in every single Zelda game since the first one. I'm trying to think if the same is true of any other enemies. Moblins have, of course, appeared in a lot, but I don't recall if there was a Moblin in Majora's Mask. Anyway, the Moblins in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask had rather minor roles anyway, so good on the Octoroks. Very likely the first enemy that you'll see in the original Legend of Zelda. I think 2 of the 3 exits from the first screen lead to Octoroks, and the 3rd exit leads to Tektites, which I don't believe are in this game. So, I'm trying to remember if Tektites were in the Oracle's games, because whether this is the first game that they haven't appeared in, or if they haven't appeared in others. If this is the first game they haven't appeared in, that's a little suspect, especially given that this game is the one where they're apparently handing out the Perfect Attendance Award. This is the shark thing that we usually take care of before it pops out of the water, but Its habitat is the Great Sea. Gyorg. Its weakness is projectiles. These so-called ocean killing machines are plentiful in the Great Sea. You should attack them with arrows or bombs before they're able to knock you into the sea. Not use a boomerang. Boomerang is definitely best, but I guess boomerang you have to wait till after the forest haven, whereas, well, because bombs we didn't get until we had to open up where Jaboon was, and he was the third of the spirits that we were speaking to, so that was after the forest haven. Interesting that they would include bombs. And then the bow was even after that. So yeah, odd that they would say everything except the boomerang when the boomerang is not only do you not have to worry about ammunition and or anything, but you can also it also homes in on the target, and you get it earliest of all. Yeah, I also wanted to check out the name Gyorg or Gyorg. Part of me wants to say Gyorg because I think of like a gyroscope or something, but none of it. He doesn't spin at all or do anything like that, so it makes me think that's probably not where it's coming from. But I wanted to see. I want to see what the name of the fish boss was in Majora's Mask, 'cause I thought it was something like this. If I can get a page that'll load properly. Yeah, Gyorg, the masked fish. That was the one that was in the water temple, that it stayed mostly underwater but would occasionally jump up to grab us and pull us underwater. And it also had a mask on its face. So, presumably, we've already had a reference to Majora's Mask, so we know that this game references Majora's Mask. Well, I'm still not sure how that works timeline-wise, just given the nature of the time split in Ocarina of Time. But this might even be like the same type of creature as Gyorg from Majora's Mask, and just all the large ones have been overfished, and so now only the small ones remain. Armos Knight's doing like I'm a little teapot pose or something. This is Armos. Vulnerability arrows. These small statues shift into autopilot and attack prey. Shoot them in the eyes with an arrow to silence them, then destroy them by hacking their crystal backs. And one thing I find interesting about this, once we're done with this game, I think it'll be a good opportunity to actually look at a bunch of the enemies throughout the series and see how their designs have changed. But this was one of the ones that made me think of doing that, because throughout the series, the Armos statues have always had kind of a humanoidish look. Even if I think they had only one eye in the original Legend of Zelda, and they looked a bit robotic, somewhat, and then they got a little bit stylized in Ocarina of Time, but they still had like a sword and a shield and a recognizable face. And then here it's like, okay, I guess that thing in the middle's an eye, and below that's a nose, and then it's like, okay, then there's just spikes around, and it looks like it maybe has some arms on the side, but that's kind of oddly played. Like it's a very stylized design that's not doesn't really looks less human than it ever has. The Armos Knight looks a little bit more like recognizably like a person, although it still looks very bizarre. Its vulnerability is bombs. These auto-homing statues were created to deter intruders. To destroy them, you must toss bombs into their gaping mouths. Interesting, especially considering how non-face-like the other one looks. It's interesting that this one they actually gave it a nose in a different color. They gave it a mustache. It even looks like swirls on the chin to look like a beard. These are morths. From the Forbidden Woods, their least favorite thing is the Deku leaves, because Deku leaves we can just blow them all away. These creatures attack in groups and cling to the bodies of their prey. A spin attack is the best way to shake them off. They're light and vulnerable to Deku leaf blasts. Pose. Their habitat is the Earth Temple. Their best attack is Possession. These ghostly creatures have no physical form, so physical attacks pass right through them. Shining light on them with the mirror shield makes them take form. Now, seeing them in color, and also seeing them still, where we can see like the shape of their hoods and everything, for some reason these guys kind of remind me a little bit of Tingle and his brothers and friend. I don't know if that's a deliberate connection or not, but it does seem a little bit odd. Then we have the Redead. Their habitat is the Earth Temple, and their least favorite thing is the Mirror Shield. Interesting that for these, they don't do it for all of them, but a lot of them they'll have their least favorite thing and then their weakness. Of course, we did see the Floor Master was just unexpectedly lonely, so they're not giving the weaknesses of everything, but I guess that is helpful if you, for some reason, manage to make it past some of these guys and get their picture and don't know how to defeat them yet. These undead creatures live only in the darkest depths of the earth. Their icy cold gazes paralyze their victims with fear. Try to attack them from behind. I thought I tried that once and they just turned around and attacked me anyway. Maybe I did it wrong. Also interesting that they live only in the darkest depths of the earth. Because if they're undead, that would seem to suggest that they were once like living bodies that have been buried and reanimated or something. And bodies in crypts and things you can often associate with being underground, but I usually don't associate them with being the darkest depths of the earth. Usually I think them being a little bit closer to the surface. Alright. Okay, completely missed the boat. I think first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if we can finish sprucing up Windfall Island. Okay, we're gonna... First I want to go this way, see if there's any... are there any statue stands or anything that we're going to have to decorate over here, because we're wanting to try to put statues in every single stand on the island. What's it? Oh, that's right. It's the ceiling fans doing the ticking. All right. All right. So let's see. I know we started. And started with some of these places. We'd put like one of everything. There's a few more spots on the gate. Let's try to make that. Let's try to make that symmetric. Just symmetry is good. Here we go. So how many more do we need? Okay, so we're gonna need another postman totem. We're gonna need one of these flags, and then we'll need to figure out what go in that other spot. And we are gonna need it to be daytime so that the shop will be open. Yeah, that's right. We put the little fountain statue there. So we're gonna need one of these. Nope. I think at these prices, for most of the statues, unless I really need really think that a particular statue should go in a certain place, we'll just go with the little town flowers. Can I get 2 town flowers? So you're gonna, I think I can only carry 3. Yeah. 3 statues. Oh, excuse me. No, I think that was way too far of a jump. I just needed to, like, step down a step, not leap all the way into the street. There we go. Guess we need one more over there. I will say it's kind of impressive how you managed to keep restocking these as fast as I can buy them. Yep, there's a couple spots here. We might choose something different for there, just because there's 2 spots side by side. Okay, considering where I was standing when I placed this one and where I was standing when I placed the other one, I'm not sure if if it matters where I'm standing, or if each spot just has like a specific spot, a specific direction that it has the things facing. Okay, so let's see, is there anything up here? Oh yeah, we should, have we already given him the crest he's looking for? No. Okay, we have a lot of spots in here. You can go ahead and... Okay, old guy, I'm giving you free decorations as far as you're concerned, but it's for Maggie, not for you, because I know she's all going through heartbreak and stuff at the moment. Not that that's the healthiest relationship that she's pining over, but it's still got to be kind of hard on her, I'm guessing, so. But I did want to see, I forget if we've already given you skull necklaces, which you said were the basis of your wealth, so. Oh, did you bring me more? It looks like they're a bit worn. That's a good sign. It shows personality. Antique shops love that. Don't worry, my little gutter urchin. I'll take them all off your hands. I'd hate for you to have come all this way for nothing. 60 rupees. And you don't even give them to me. I have to go pick up. You are just a massive jerk, aren't you? You are not a nice person at all. And he took all of them, so it's not even like, hey, I'll give you 3 rupees each and, you know, take 20 of them for 60. It's no, just whatever you have, I'll take them for 60 rupees. Let's see. We'll get Maggie a sea flower and an exotic flower. And the town flower that we'll put somewhere else. We'll just stick a town flower in either one. This place is rich enough if they want to replace the decorations, they can. Oh, yeah, we need another thing over there, though. I'll buy one of these. Hero's flag, I think I'm kind of just taking his personal emblem, so we'll leave one of those to show our sponsorship of this project. Oh, there's two more up here. Wow. Okay. Okay. Can I get up there without? Okay, I guess I do have to drop down from above. All right. I get the feeling the main challenge of this is going to be, once we get towards the end, trying to find where the last couple spots are. So we're gonna need 2 more in there. Is there anything in here? Okay, yeah, potion shop. Which I think we still need a couple more blue chew jellies before we can get him to make blue potion. Not that we really need it, but... Here, sir, you can have a complimentary town flower. And I'm sure that place probably doesn't smell too great, so let's get another flower. It'll bring in like sea breeze or something like that. Put a couple exotic flowers in the auction house. Is there one on the table by Maggie? I didn't see one. I should probably... I will check in a moment. Like upstairs, you mean? In their apartment? Apartment's not really the right word for something like that. I was gonna say penthouse, but it's not really a penthouse either. They actually kind of live in the mezzanine, it seems. Oh, let me go ahead and give this one. So we'll go ahead and buy let's get one of these, just because these are kind of a fun look. It looks very Mongolian, that one does. Get one of those for the little seating place there. I guess if there's one more for Maggie, we already gave her all the flowers, so... there we go. We give her a nice, cheap, big sale flag. Yeah, they seem to just have one facing, so I don't need to worry too much about trying to line up exactly how they're gonna look or anything. so was there one on the table here? There is one on the table here. Alright, I claim this table in the name of sales. There we go. Is there any over here? Okay, so let's see. I think we've got everything down here. There's probably some in here. It's weird when you're doing these kinds of quests how your brain keeps thinking like, okay, I know I've been seeing these all game and running past them, but I don't remember where I've been seeing them. Okay, can't hop back there, so I could have sworn you guys had one in here, but I guess I was mistaken. Okay. Sorry to bother you. Walking all over your tables and everything. This guy gave him all the flowers. Well, surround him while he's sitting there looking at the ocean. Let's go to the camera shop first. Oh, there's several in here. Oh, two. Are there any more? Okay, there's no more up here. Are there any in that side room? Do I need to get in there? I don't see any. Okay. Lenzo, do you mind just having two white flowers? Like, there you go. The schoolyard. The school house. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, and one here. Okay, let's get some flags for the schoolroom. Oh, suddenly that orange rupee I got for from the swordsman isn't looking so bad. There we go. Now the kids can learn about all these different places. and know that there's a sale going on. Let's see, do you have any... Okay, you've got 4 over here. Okay, let's see, are there any upstairs? Out on the balcony. It'd be kind of cool, but also I think probably unnecessarily devious if they had put like one of them in each of these gondolas. So we could see a bunch of them just slowly going round and around. Okay, right now... I just want to... Oh, excuse me, didn't mean to speak to you. Wonder if the Rito postman has already come today. Well, if he's having trouble finding the place, I put some postman statues up by the entrance to town, so... Not close enough to it. Throw this away. No, keep it. There we go. That's weird. I guess because we only have so much space in the delivery bag, they needed a way to make sure you could empty it. So like if you, because sometimes there's been stuff that we absolutely need in there. But it's odd that they, like, nothing else I think gives you the option of just throwing it away when you pull it out. Well, I guess I haven't really tried pulling out stuff that's disposable too often. Like stuff that's not absolutely vital. Okay, so we have one of these here. Okay, so... Is there any place else? I'm assuming we're going to be talking to the teacher, because this sounds like a joy-spreading thing, and that's what she's all about. But I'm not sure if we have any others. There could be one on the balcony up there. And... I think the only other place we haven't checked is the jail, which would be an odd place for it, but you never know. Okay, nope, no joy in the jail. Okay, let's try talking to the teacher, see if she's the one. I thought somebody had mentioned this, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, you're the fine young gentleman who gave me a joy pendant present. How could I forget? How many did you give me again? 59? My, but wasn't that nice. So what can I do for you, my young man? Let's talk. Well, what would you like to talk about? Volunteering. Tell me, dear, do you know about the Joyous Volunteer Association and the work they do? All right, this sounds correct. The association's objective is to decorate our little town of Windfall with flowers and other small decorative items to make our town a better, more joyous place. If you must know, the society came into being when the shopmaster Zunari arrived here. He heard about my efforts to spread joy, and it moved him deeply. He asked himself, is there nothing a poor, worthless merchant such as myself might do to make this a better place? And then suddenly his eyes were opened. That's when I gave him a little advice. Do something that only you can do. Yes, that's what I told him, dear. It was after that he began to show an interest in volunteer activities. He apparently came from a very cold place, but let me tell you something. Despite his appearance, that Zunari is definitely one hot volunteer. I'm going back and forth trying to figure out if Zunari's like genuinely moved or if he saw a chance for profit. Because I mean, this has been quite profitable for him. Okay, maybe that means we talk to Zunari. Yes, my fine sir, you seem to be in quite good spirits, and why not? Thanks to you, my shop has become quite fine indeed. Dear me, yes. Go over there. Okay, let's see, where oh where could the last one be? Or, I assume it's the last one, I don't know that for certain. Oh, not there. Can't really climb. Whoa. Can climb up that way. Probably shouldn't be able to climb up that way, but I was able to. Okay. Nope, can't climb that way though. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in through inside because I don't know if I can get up that way. Okay. Not really seeing any from up here. I didn't even need the leaf. And no, there's not one up here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, might have to look at the... Might have to look up a walkthrough or something for this. Oh yeah, those two. Allow me to think. Oh yes, I first started searching for pictographs that recorded true beauty, about 10 years ago. How interesting. Huh? Who's there? Well, what are you doing here? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Okay. I think we've seen them before. Um, discussing pictographs. Alright, let's see if I can find out where are we missing some. Hmm. Have you seen the small metal pedestals all around town? We call those joy pedestals. Yeah, they got installed a little while ago by the newly formed Joyous Volunteer Association. It's part of this grand plan to help decorate the town. Okay, so we have several people involved in the Volunteer Association. Anyway, they're brilliant. I may as well tell you that both myself and Zunari, the guy who runs that stall over there, are members. You just have to be part of stuff like this. So, wow, Windfall just seems to be filled with joy lately, don't you think? Say, you haven't been cooperating with the volunteers, have you? You know what I'm talking about? Decorating the town? Oh, really? You have? Wow, it never fails to amaze me how kind and thoughtful folks can be. I know, I'll return your kindness with some of my own. Well, thank you. I hope you'll continue to help the Joyous Volunteer Association with its work, little Joy Jr. Cool. So, I guess that would be a tough one to find out if you didn't have some sort of a guide. I guess if you'd have to talk to everybody in town again to figure out that okay, yeah, this one guy over here is part of the Joy Association as well, and will help you out. So, all right, let's see. So I think all we really need to do is we're gonna go turn in the Knight's Crest and the Golden Feather, the Golden Feathers, and then I don't think I'm gonna worry too much about heart pieces, and all of the getting all the heart pieces or all the treasure charts or anything. I think we'll actually be ready to move on to the end game. Or I think it's the end game is next. Might be one more area that we have to do before we get to the true end game. And there are actually a couple boss enemies that we couldn't take pictographs of before. That like we only have an opportunity to once we get to the final stages. So we might actually be interrupting our run on Ganon, like find a boss, take a picture, and then run back to get a figurine made. Might be doing that a few times. So all those times I fought you, I thought that I had to earn my way up to being able to use Knight's Crests, and I'm pretty sure I could have just shown you these at any time. Why, that is a Knight's Crest! How many of those do you have? Then I suppose the time has come for me to speak to you about the crests. The Knight's Crest. It is the symbol of a courageous knight. But not just anyone can gather them. No, it takes a soul who possesses not only power, but wisdom and courage as well. Courage I got. Wisdom, I think we've seen not so much. Any courageous soul who gathers 10 of these crests can learn a powerful new sword technique. Both my brother and I dreamt of learning this technique in our youth. We worked so hard to collect the crests, but it took many long years and adventures beyond count before we even approached finding 10 of them, and we both grew old. It appears you have enough might to learn that technique now. Perhaps, just perhaps, you can master it. Very good, heed my words. Hold B to build up power, then release it. Come at me now, do it! Don't actually really have control over Link when he does that. Just moves around on his own. You learn the Hurricane Spin. Hold B to power up your power. Build up your power, then release it to perform a whirling attack with your blade. Remember, it consumes magic power. Amazing, you did it! You've mastered the Hurricane Spin. At last you have made our long-held dream come true. Oh, the joyful tears, they won't stop. I thought my tears had dried up long ago. There is nothing left for me to teach you. I am certain now that you will save your sister Errol and bring her home to Outset. I mean, she's not in danger anymore. She's with the pirates. She's fine. So I wonder, will your brother react if I show him the Hurricane Spin? Since you said both of you were looking for it. Monsters appear night after night and rampage across the island. What could they possibly want here? Oh, I can't even take out my sword here. So I guess somebody's not interested in seeing a hurricane spin. See, I still have some soup from Grandma, so I don't need to get that. So I guess we'll go to Dragon Roost Island, and then we'll finally be ready to go back down to Hyrule. Okay. I do like the music of this island. Were you the one who was looking for golden feathers for your girlfriend? I have no idea why she wants a golden feather, but you know how it is. Doesn't matter why, really. I just want to see her happy, to see her smile, you know? Which is why I told her I'd send her one. Oh, here. So are you really going to let me have 20 of those? Sure. Really? Are you sure? Yes! I'm going to stick these little beauties in a letter and send them off right away. I'm going to tell her all about you, too. I'm so happy, seriously. It's not much, but please accept this. Alright. Another orange rupee. I'm really rooting for you, adventure guy. Get out there and do your best. I will, lazy guard dude. Alright, I'm sure, I mean, I know we haven't found all of the heart pieces. There might be some other caves and things on some islands that we haven't explored, but I think we're done the bulk of the exploring, so. So I'm thinking, again, I don't know how long the rest of this takes, and we do have some pictographs we still need to take and whatnot. So I don't know. Probably won't finish tonight, but we might actually finish this game next week, which means I'm going to have to make sure I have plenty ready for a nice long discussion. Well done. You must show the Triforce piece you have assembled to the gods. It's a lot smaller than it looked, I have to say. Oh, what is this? There on your hand, the Triforce piece now dwells within you. It's interesting because in other Zelda games, Link was known to be a hero because he had a Triforce shining on the back of his hand. We apparently have not had that until after we obtained the Triforce here. Not sure what that tells us about this Link in relation to the other Links. Rather important sounding music. It is the Triforce of Courage, proof that you are indeed the true hero. You have controlled the wind and crossed the seas, and here, near the end of your quest, the power of the gods has been bestowed upon you. Surely, from this moment on, you shall be known as the Hero of Winds. So I wonder, at least if we're looking at all the Zelda games, and assuming that all of them are correct and are all part of the same story, as they seem to be trying to do, even if there are some pieces that don't fit. Link, like in the first Zelda, Link had a Triforce piece, or had a mark on his hand, Triforce mark, before he ever obtained the Triforce of Courage. In fact, there was no Triforce of Courage in the first Legend of Zelda. That didn't come about till Zelda 2. So I wonder if that indicates that, like, the first Link was destined to become the hero of Hyrule, and maybe this Link, like, Destiny kind of took a back seat and was like, okay, yep, it's up to this kid whether he ends up becoming a hero or whether he just becomes a small speed bump in Ganon's return. I don't know, but I guess now we've earned our title, and we are now the hero of winds. So, hero of winds, go forth to Hyrule, to Zelda's side. Something about the specific way Link's holding his hand there. Maybe it's just because we've been talking to a teacher all the time, but it almost looks like he just has a question. Oh, don't need to sail out. Okay, do you have anything to tell me? I am concerned about Princess Zelda. Quickly, go into the castle and confirm her safety. Oh, that's right. We were kind of very concerned, weren't we? There's going to be someone I need to take a picture of up here. Oh. I don't recall this being like this before, was it? Oh no, the hero statue's been torn down. Like the statue's shield is actually looks like it's based on the Ocarina of Time shield, not my current shield. Okay, well, let's head downstairs. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually save state here. And what that means is I'm creating a little save point I can come back to, because up ahead is, I think, an enemy that we only have a couple chances to take a photograph of him. So I'm going to take a photo of him, and then once we're done here, we're going to immediately try to go turn it in, and if it doesn't work, then we'll come back here and try again. Depending on how long things take. If it takes a long time, then I'll just continue on and come back and replay it off stream. But it looks like Zelda's still here, so that's good. But the stuff upstairs didn't look all that great. That was unexpected. You have deceived yourself. Did you think you'd be safe inside the castle? Foolish. Now that my power's been restored, there is no safe haven for you. I have taken your precious Zelda, and here you shall fall into eternal slumber. Oh. I have some, like, mega dark nuts. Okay. Let's see. Excuse me, sir, I'm trying to kill your friend here, and then I'll deal with you after that. Or you can kill your friend, I guess. I won't stop you if you, if that's genuinely what you want. Not sure if that'll be enough, but we'll try it out. I guess if I'm planning on going right over there after this, I can take a couple pictures. There's no reason I need to just limit myself to one. Okay. Fire does hurt. Good to know. Okay, that might be a better picture. And just one more for good measure. There we go. Would you mind dropping the shield? I think later games would add where when the enemies are on the ground, you might be able to do a finishing move on them and be able to... But here, once they're on the ground, they're just kind of invulnerable until they get up. Okay, can't really jump up and get the Knight's Crest there. I don't really need Knight's Crest anymore, do I? I already got the Hurricane Spin. Should have tried Hurricane Spin against these guys. Even if it probably wouldn't have done anything. Okay, so I guess we go tell King of Red Lions the bad news that, yeah, Zelda's kinda gone. Okay, yeah, not only is Zelda gone, but we do need to go see if we can get figurines made, so... So, despite our efforts, the princess has fallen into Ganon's hands. Yet all is not lost. Beyond the bridge, on the far side of the castle, stands Ganon's tower. I am certain Zelda is being held there. Now that the Master Sword is once again blessed with the power to repel evil, you should be able to break through Ganon's barrier and enter the tower. Right, but first, let's check out the figurines. I'm actually kind of surprised that having gotten this far and come down to Hyrule, King of Red Lions offers absolutely no resistance to just sailing right back out. Okay, we got 3 pictures. Hopefully one of these will be a good enough picture. I always pause there because the post office box in the distance, as it's kind of coming into focus, it looks like it's moving a little bit, so I'm never sure. I always have to pause to see, like, is it actually moving and we have a delivery, or is it just still kind of coming into focus and we're moving a little bit? Okay, let's see if any of these are any good. How about this one? Oh, okay. First one was good enough. Good. This is quite an inspiring motif. Hurrah, I'm filled with inspiration. Please permit me to sculpt this. It will be a jewel of a figurine. Okay, cool. It actually looks quite menacing with the flames behind him there. I wonder if the flames will show up in the figurine, or if they won't be considered, like, I mean, because that's just where we were fighting. That's not like it's part of him or anything. Is that Ganon's tower? That certainly seems rather Ganon's tower-ish. Okay, interesting. So, out here in Hyrule, like outside the palace, we're encountering some Peahats and Choo-Choos, and now some Moblins. Alright. I want to beat this guy with, I want to see if I can use the Hurricane Spin on him. Okay, Hurricane Spin, I think it would have done more damage if I hadn't, like, run into a wall and immediately stopped it, but wasn't quite as damaging as I had hoped. But oh, okay. I actually do need a picture of you. Oh, and speaking of testing out Hurricane Spins, okay, well, Hurricane Spin knocked his armor off pretty quick. So I will try to remember that against other Dark Nuts. Now, one of the things, getting a picture of a Dark Nut was a little bit odd, 'cause from what I've looked up online, as I'm trying to go through all of these, I actually need two pictures of Dark Nuts. One, I need the silver variety, and I need the... What's that squeaking? And I need a gold variety. And for some reason, unlike all the other enemies that they'll like put different versions on the same figurine. Oh, there's Keese under there. Okay. Well, you guys didn't attack me, so I'm not going to bother with you. But for some reason, for Dark Nuts, it's two separate figurines. But it's a silver and a gold one, and the one we just took a picture of was red. And I'm pretty sure that still counts for one of those, but I don't know which one. So like if we see a silver one or a gold one later on, I will have no way of being able to say, oh yeah, we already have a picture of that one. Ooh. Okay, that's a Ganon face on the door. Like Ganon in his beast form, wreathed in flame. Which, again, is another tie-in to... Like, we've seen tie-ins to Majora's Mask, which seems to be the Child Link timeline, where Link went back in time, stopped Ganon from ever rising to power, and then went on his quest in Termina. But... Excuse me. But then there was also the Adult Link timeline, which the Wind Waker backstory alludes to of uh, adult Link beat Ganon in his beast form, then leapt backwards in time, and then Ganon revived, and there was no hero to stop him, so that's why Hyrule got flooded. So this would definitely seem to be another reference to the adult Link timeline, because this is Ganon in his beast form, and when Link went back as a child and stopped Ganon from ever coming to power, he obviously wouldn't have ever attained his beast form. Ganon's Tower. Oh, these guys were going to be fighting on rope bridges. So possibility of just cutting the bridge and wonder if I can freeze them and then just like throw them off the bridge or something. Or I can just run past the bridge. There we go. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, this has a claw on it. I want to see if I can recognize these doors before I go in any of them. Figure out what they are. I have 4 doors and then a main door. Okay, this one has plants around it. This one has propellers, okay. So I think we're starting to see these are associated with the 4 dungeons that we've done. The claw would be dragon's roost. It's like a dragon's claw. The plant would be the forest haven. Propellers would be the wind dungeon, so this must be earth. Okay. I'm not sure that that directly represents earth, but the earth temple did have lots of like bubbles and undead in the form of Pose and Redead and things, so I guess that's a rather fitting motif. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to save again. We'll do a in-game save and we'll do a save state save. Okay. Because we're going to want to get pictures of these bosses. At least the first 2, the one from Dragon's Roost and the one from Forest Haven, because we'll get a chance to fight them again. I mean, this is a chance to fight them again, and those are the 2 that we fought before we had the pictograph, the deluxe pictograph box. So. Okay, we do have a little bit of a mini dungeon to go through first, so we're not... Okay, so let's see, what do we have? We have these water things, so remember those can harden a bit of lava so we can step on it. Cool it. If we harden it on top of one of those pillars of fire, then it'll lift up. Oh, okay. Okay, not our best attempt. Okay, so I guess maybe what we do is we do this. We have, let's grab another one. Okay, let's, uh-oh. Our platform disappeared, okay. Okay, can we just use this to swing to the platforms? I think I just need to get to like the last platform and then be able to get up to the grappling hook spot, the last grappling hook spot, and then we should be able to get up to the other side. There we go. Ow. Okay, that's a little too low. I think this is still going to be too low. Yeah, that's definitely going to be too low. Okay, I think that's still a little too low. Okay, let's... Wait a second. Let's just do this. There we go. Yep, don't mind me. Just coming through here. Okay. Okay, interesting. So, oh, ow, ow, ow. There we go. Where? Ow. So this battle being in black and white, I'm assuming is meant to be that this is like a memory or something. Which would make sense because while it might be plausible that, you know, there's another Goma, we're swinging on Valu's tail, remember? And it seems unlikely that either there would be another Valu's tail, or that, like, it seems unlikely that Valu would be down here, and it also seems unlikely that if Ganon were constructing this, that he would just like put Valu's tail, you know, put a Valu down here who serves no purpose other than to help us beat Goma. I wanna... Ow. Can I... Oh, interesting. I don't have all my items. I think what they've done is they've made it so that when we go back here, we only have the main items that we had when we fought him. So that way, like, because I was thinking, oh, I could switch to a bow and take him out that way. But no, I can't. Okay, oh, there's the 4 monsters on the door there. Okay, let's no, save again. Oh, I didn't mean that. I want to continue playing. Because actually I want to go back and check to see if this, well, do we want to go all the way back? I guess it's not that far. Alright, you know what? Before we head back to see the figurines, we'll see if we can get the one from the other temple as well. Because we need both of them. Now we have all of... Oh, well, we're not in the boss fight. Okay, so let's... there we go. Well done, Link. Should not have tucked and rolled there. I think what I need to do this time is just before I land, I'll deploy the leaf. Oh. So that way, kill my forward momentum. Okay, let's where... I see. I want to... Wow, you guys are terrible at trying to kill me. get over to that side so I can get a good shot at... did it repair some of these? It's not very nice. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's go see if these two are acceptable. And then that'll probably be the end for tonight. Why are the keys chasing me now? You guys were so non-chasing before. And from the sounds of it, I think the moblin took a swipe at me and then accidentally hit the keys. Interesting that Ganon's forces here, when he kidnapped Zelda, I'm assuming this happened when he kidnapped Zelda, he destroyed the statue of the hero, didn't deface the royal paintings though. So... Alright, still not sure about Zelda, but I do have 2 more pictures to check out, so... Let's keep our priorities straight here. That's not my Wind Waker, that's the Wind Waker. Oh, I'm sorry, I just realized I didn't update the stream information, so it still says I'm playing Knights of the Old Republic. So, sorry about that. I should have had that updated for Wind Waker. If for some reason these don't turn out well, then I do have my save point. I can just go back and get the bosses before they're beaten and try again. But I'm pretty sure it's fairly lenient on the bosses because it's such a trick to get them. Far more lenient than it is on the others. But let's see. Oh, we need to cycle a day. Okay, the best work you've done in a while. Right across from me, okay. But how do you feel about this? Okay, good. And how about this one? Oh no! This is almost right. If you had only taken a shot that showed the subject's entire body, I'd be quite inspired to craft a figurine of this. Oh, okay. I mean, this isn't really going to matter because we need to, I'm going to need to go back and get a picture of Goma. But, okay, at least we've confirmed that he will accept that one. Ooh. I can, if I skip ahead to tomorrow, I can see which figurine that is, which Darknut figurine. So, let's see. How many enemies do we have left in here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. We know one is Goma. I know one is the Dark Nut. Another is the other Dark Nut, so that's 3 of them. One of them is an enemy that we haven't encountered yet that we'll actually encounter further on in Ganon's Tower. And then I just need to look up what the 5th one is. So, okay. That should be doable. So this week I will work on refighting Goma to get the picture, which means I'll also need to retake the picture of the plant thing, and getting. We'll also get the other enemies that we can get right now, and then next week we will only need to get the enemy of the final one, and we'll be done with the figurines as well. So hopefully, I don't know how long Ganon's Tower will take. I don't know if after we beat these 4, if it's just a couple more bosses and then Ganon, or if there's like a whole nother dungeon. But I think we very well might beat the game next week. And then depending on how much time there is, we'll do our discussion. We'll probably do a little bit of a longer discussion next week after, well, next week or the week after, whenever we have time after we beat the game, we'll do a longer discussion, because I'd like at this point, since it's starting to bring all the games together, we'll kind of take a look at how the series has progressed up to this point. See, how have enemies changed, how has the story changed, and things like that. So we'll have a bit of a longer discussion. Okay, that was a silver dark nut, so I need a gold dark nut still. But so yeah, next week we should be able to finish up the game. Hopefully start or have the entirety of our post-game discussion. And then if we still have time, then we might start the next game. Otherwise, that would be in 2 weeks. So, all right, cool. We're close to having another game down. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Thank you for joining me, and have a good week. And see y'all next time. Bye.